It's time for
DodgerHeads.
high fly ball into right field. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 club. Strikes him out. There's a drive. Shohei Ohtani. Freeman hits the ball. She is gone. Birthday party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
What up, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads Live, presented by DodgerBlue.com, part of the Medium Large Sports Network. My name is Jeff Spiegel. Special guest, Greg Bergman of the Blue Review, ESPN LA, is joining us tonight. Greg, happy off day. Happy Thursday evening. Thank you for being here.
Of course. Always love being with you. And you know what? You're going to be with me tomorrow morning. So on the Blue Review, if you want to see me and Jeff again, just wake up at 8:30 in the morning and watch us on ESPN Los Angeles YouTube. So double dipping with you, Jeff.
It's true. We're saving none of our takes for tomorrow, but by knowing the two of us, we will have more ideas tomorrow that we hadn't thought of in the hour that we're going to be together tonight. So it's going to be great.
Yeah. And by the way, so I got a text message from Matt Moreno today. Are you afraid to text me yourself? Like, why didn't you just be like, hey, you're on a group chat with me and Marcus. Why didn't you just say, hey, can you join today? You have to get your boss, to Matt Moreno, to come to me and ask me if I can join.
No, Matt's my booking agent. I'm saying, hey, Matt, I've got it. I don't have enough time for this kind of stuff. Can you please coordinate with these people, make it happen for me. So, Matt's our connected guy.
Yeah, no, it was great. I love Matt, and anytime you guys want to come in, that's totally. You want me on. I'm always happy to do it with you. It is 9:00, and I go to bed at 9:30 usually, but I'll stay up till 10 today.
I appreciate it. We're worth it. The people in this chat are worth it. Thank you to everybody on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter for joining us. We got a lot to get to tonight, and I even introduced an idea for a brand new game that I told Greg about like 45 seconds ago. So hopefully that goes well. Stay tuned. It's going to be great, and it might involve somebody arguing in favor of a player that they don't even necessarily appreciate. But first, I'm wearing my Jackie Robinson hat. Shout out to DodgerBlue.com. They do this day in Dodgers history. Greg, April 10th might be one of the all-time Dodgers days. Two things happened on April 10th. Different years, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. 1947, Jackie Robinson signed with the Dodgers on April 10th, and then about 15 years later, Dodger Stadium opened on April 10th. Pretty much, outside of World Series titles, I feel like those two events happening on the same day of the year is pretty good.
Those are two huge events in Dodger history. And obviously the Jackie Robinson is the biggest thing of all of it. It changed baseball. It changed everything about the game and really a lot of life itself. But Dodger Stadium, it's now right now. I still believe it's the third oldest stadium in all of Major League Baseball, and it is just absolutely beautiful. I remember I was just watching a game the other day, and I was sitting there with my girlfriend Jean, and we were saying like, "Wow, this stadium is just gorgeous."
Yeah,
and it's been open that long. That's insane.
Only Fenway Park and Wrigley Field have been open longer. I laugh knowing that Angel Stadium is 4 years newer than Dodger Stadium, and let's just say you might have different experiences at those two parks. Is that safe to say?
Is that maybe one of the worst parks I've ever been in? Like, have you ever gone all the way out into to center field? You can't see anything. You're watching. You need binoculars. It's a terrible view. And then there's that something of a water feature that just really doesn't even seem to work. And everything is so outdated and old. They need to break it down, start anew. You can leave that big A thing there that they put there because, it's right around Disneyland, but really just get rid of the thing. It's a mess.
Yeah. You'd have to spend money though, to do any of the things you just suggested. So I think they're just going to keep running it back.
Spending money, Artie? Nah, that's not a thing.
Anthony Rendon. Maybe Anthony Rendon can build that stadium. He kind of owes them, I would say, for how he's performed on his contract. Let's get into some news. We're going to talk Freddie Freeman returning. Is it too early? We're going to talk rotation news next week. We're going to talk three particular players who have had up and down seasons, maybe mostly down seasons so far. An Ohtani pitching update. And then at the end, we're going to talk celebrations. Where does the Ohtani celebration rank in the lore of recent Dodgers celebrations. But let's talk about the big news that I suppose is not officially official, but the expectation is that Freddie Freeman on his bobblehead night will be returning to the Dodgers tomorrow. We know that because Hunter Fiducia was optioned to Oklahoma City today, and Freddie Freeman is eligible to come off of the injured list in time for tomorrow's game. We know it's an ankle injury. We know he's been struggling with it. Obviously, it got worse slipping in the shower. My question for you, Greg, is it too soon for Freddie Freeman? Should he be coming back after the minimum number of days on the injured list, or do they need to just give him another couple of weeks, months, a month even, to sort of just get this thing right this early in the year?
So it really depends on how good that ankle is to me. If he is absolutely right, I know Freddie Freeman is a guy that he wants to play in every single game. He wants to play all 162. He never wants to sit. He wants to play through injury. But with them putting him on the IL, it really felt like this was something that he needed to go do. And if he's back to 100%, I'm okay with it. But if he's at 99%, he needs to stay on the IL and just wait it out. He's too important to this team to be able to re-aggravate that injury. So if he's actually going to play tomorrow, which maybe you think he's going to play tomorrow because of Hunter Fiducia, but Dave Roberts said he was possibly and probably going to play tomorrow, which means to me that he's out for another month.
It's true.
Those are two separate things to me. So if he's healthy and he's good, I think he knows best and the team knows best that he's ready to play. If not, sit for as long as you need to. He's not important right now. Are you the same way?
Sasha wants to know, does Freddie Freeman, do we need to schedule some days where he just doesn't shower? Like maybe is it a once a week shower situation for Freddie to protect that ankle, do you think?
I think, or just wear sandals in it or in the shower, like wear something that has grip on the bottom of it so there is no slipping. I mean, wear shoes if you have to.
Crocs. How do you feel about Crocs? Would Crocs be acceptable shower wear?
I can't get in on the Croc thing. Like it probably, yes, it is acceptable shower wear. That's probably the only place that you should be wearing Crocs at any point. People like them. I just don't get it. You won't slip with those though.
We're about to find out if the moderator is Matt or if it's Blake, because if it's Blake, there's going to be an impassioned defense of Crocs in the chat very, very quickly. So stay tuned on that front. Somebody's going to tell on themselves here in just a little bit. If it's silent, then you've got to guess as who it might be. The thing about Freddie is, they said this. I remember being at spring training when he said that basically he wasn't going to be 100% anyways. Like he was going to be taping his ankle. And they said, when do you think it'll be ready? And he was kind of like, I'm hopeful that by maybe midway through the season, we're back at 100%. So I think if your number's 99, like it's going to be way less than that. Cause I think he was probably closer to 90 at the beginning of the season pre-shower slip injury. So that's my concern. And I don't know, again, I don't just give the guy a month off. Like I know everybody else in the NL West is hot right now, but to your point, Greg, like they don't need him now. They need him in August, September, and October.
No, they don't need him. And look, as much as Kike Hernandez is scuffling at the plate, and I'm sure we're going to get into that in a little bit, he's actually playing a pretty good to decent first base. Like you can get by without Freddie right now. The face you made it seem like you disagree with my take at Kike at first base.
No. I'm pro. I've said on this show. Sorry, I was reading a comment talking about how many people go to the emergency room with Crocs on. So sorry, move along. Had nothing to do with baseball.
It was just about Crocs. Okay.
Yeah.
When I was
sorry,
in the emergency room 2 years ago, I wore Crocs because they made me. I didn't have a choice. But either way, Kike is playing fine there. So I would much rather him miss a good portion of the season and even be back in at the end of May, beginning of June, and have a bunch of time to ramp up. He may not have the numbers that you expect, but be ready and fully hitting. But by the time you get to late September, early October for the playoffs, these games right now, as much as they matter because they matter in the standings, they're going to fall into the playoffs. They will be there no matter what. So Freddie, we love you. You made a huge impact last year, especially in the playoffs. Just wait. It's okay. We'll all be all right.
No, I'm with you. I don't understand why there's this rush other than his affinity for playing every game, which I respect. And it's something to be appreciated. I just wish they could pause and say, hey, if you are turning this thing over, trying to get into a shower, then maybe that's a sign that running up and down and sliding into bags and stretching at first base and lunging for bags, like maybe that's just not something that we should be doing right now. Hopefully we don't find out. Hopefully he tapes this thing up, he plays through it. By the time we get to the All-Star break, he's feeling 100%. But It just makes me nervous because I don't think it's a risk that's necessary.
It's not. And we also, and look, we love him, but Shohei Ohtani is your DH and nobody else is ever going to be your DH as long as Shohei's there. So this would be normally a place where you'd be like, okay, Freddie will just put you in at DH and you can just don't play any defense. All you have to do is run. But instead you can't do that. So at the same time, you can't just take the time. I don't want anybody playing right now if they're not 100% healthy or even close to 100% healthy.
Yeah, I'm with you. So we'll see.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. This Michael Negrete, he's very upset that we want Freddie to be healthy. He's like, if he's not, don't be a wuss. Don't listen to this bum, Freddie. Like, you really want him to play and reactivate an injury? I think, what am I missing here?
Yeah, some people are nervous about those Giants, those upstart Giants and those Padres down in San Diego, I think. We'll see. We'll see how this one all plays out. Let's move to the pitching side of things, Greg. Speaking of things that maybe aren't super encouraging at the moment, let's talk plans for the rotation. We know the Dodgers are trying to go to a 6-man rotation, obviously with the news that Blake Snell is on the injured list. Clayton Kershaw is out. Shohei Ohtani is out. Emmett Sheehan is out. Justin Robleski has been optioned. The way that the rotation shapes up is this. Yamamoto is set to pitch tomorrow, followed by Sasaki, Glasnow, and May. That leaves Tuesday and Wednesday as massive question marks in the Dodgers rotation before an off day on Thursday. We know they're not going to put Yamamoto on normal rest even, which means both Tuesday and Wednesday need to be filled. We got a little bit of news that Landon Knack, who pitched yesterday, not well, but pitched, is expected to make one of those two starts. We don't know for sure which one. That leaves one of the two spots open to be filled. There are, I would say, 3 options. Again, Robleski has already been sent down. He can't be called up unless somebody is placed on the injured list. The way he pitched, I don't think he'd be called up anyways. The remaining options are Tony Gonsolin, who threw 46 pitches in Oklahoma City this past week. Really effective ones, by the way. 3 1/3, 1 hit, 1 run that was unearned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts on 46 pitches. We have Bobby Miller, who has made 2 starts in AAA so far this season. The first one was good. The second one was bad. He had 6 walks in the second game allowed. And then the third option would be a bullpen game. Now, one note about Gonsolin is Dave Roberts has previously said that they were not going to call Tony Gonsolin up to start in the major leagues until he felt like he could give them 5 innings. Let's say he can throw 65 pitches. That doesn't get you to 5 innings. So maybe things have changed because of the injury to Snell, because of Robleski's outing, whatever. But what would you say? I'm not asking what you would do in this case, but what's your guess? Do you think it's Gonsolin? Do you think it's Bobby Miller getting a call up? Or do you think they just say, screw it, Ben Kasparius, Jack Dreyer, bullpen game, see what happens?
I mean, so they have done that. But also, right now, this bullpen has been pretty taxed. So I'm going to take the bullpen game out of the situation because they love them, but at the same time, they're using these guys a lot right now because they're the starting pitchers. Like Sasaki was only going in an inning and a third for the most part, and Tyler Glasnow didn't go very long in his last start. So I'm going to take that out of the equation. So for me now, it's going to come down to Gonsolin or Bobby Miller. And like you said, Bobby Miller was walking everybody. So with the way that this Dodger team is walking everybody, I think if you're asking me what I think the Dodgers are going to do, I'm going to go with Bobby Miller. I think they're going to do that because of I understand that, as I've mentioned before, Dave Roberts is not a truth teller, but at the same time, I think this is one of those situations where they're going to want him to have another rehab assignment until he gets to that 5 innings. I personally would go with Gonsolin and bring him up and just let him go. He was supposed to be the 5th starter. It was either going to be May or Gonsolin. And so I think Gonsolin's the right choice. But if you're asking me what the Dodgers are going to do, I'm looking at Bobby Miller in that start.
Yeah, I'm curious if Dave has changed his stance on that 5-inning piece because, as I said, Tony Gonsolin is not going to be prepared from a pitch count perspective to go into a major league game and be efficient enough to get you 15 outs on like 65 pitches. It's just not realistic for where he's at in his progress. Could he get you 4 innings? I think that's reasonable. The question for the Dodgers is that enough? Here's the reason why I think that's enough. I'm not positive Bobby Miller could get you 4 innings in a major league game right now. He has 8 walks in 9 2/3 innings. He has more walks than he does strikeouts so far, and that's at the AAA level. He's made 2 starts. He's averaging less than 5 innings per start in those 2. If Bobby Miller were pitching even remotely well, if Justin Robleski had been better, slightly better, I think, than he was. I think both of those guys would be ahead of Tony Gonsolin because I think Dave wants to do the, if he can't give me 5, then no dice. I just don't think he has an option because I right now don't trust Bobby Miller to give me, like, if you gave me Tony Gonsolin 65 pitches or Bobby Miller until the game gets out of hand, I think 65 pitches from Gonsolin might get me more innings.
Yeah, well, Bobby Miller there's something going on inside of his head that is causing him massive problems, and it's been happening for a while. I agree with you, but just the way that I'm seeing, I would much rather see Tony Gonsolin in this situation. I think he's the better pitcher, and he's going to be the more long-term situation. I do think that this team is still looking at the fact that it is April 10th, and by that time it's going to be like April 16th or 17th, or 15th or 16th. So that means that they're also like, okay, it's still early. Let's give Bobby a shot, see if he's got something in there, and if he comes up to the big league level and makes it work. That's just the way that I think they're going to go, because I think they are looking at Tony Gonsolin as an actual piece to this bullpen that is going to be here for quite some time. So just like Freddie, don't rush him, let him get to the point that we're ready to have him, and then just float through.
And realistically, he's one start away, right? Like if you're kind of adding 15 to 20 pitches every time, we're a week and a half away from Gonsolin being able to get you 80 to 90 pitches in a game, at which point you're probably comfortable trying to get 5 innings out of him. Whether or not the Dodgers rush to get to that point, again, I think they wouldn't have done this had Blake Snell not gone down with an injury, but because of Robleski's performance and the dominoes of Blake Snell, I think their hand might be forced here. But this leads to kind of my follow-up question, Greg. Are you worried at all about the starting pitching depth? I think we came into the year believing, hey, not only the Dodgers have 6 or 7 guys at the major league level, plus some guys that are going to be coming back once they get healthy, guys like Emmett Sheehan, Kershaw, etc. But even in the minor leagues, you've got Landon Knack, you've got Bobby Miller, you've got Justin Robleski, those types of players. We've seen Robleski. He looked really, really poor the other night. And I said on Twitter, I'm not going to make excuses. I want this guy. I believe he's going to be good at some point, but he was really, really bad. And I don't know if that's because we're ahead of schedule and the timeline on him has been rushed a little bit, and next year or the end of this year was supposed to be the debut year, but that's water under the bridge. And then Landon Knack, who was good last year, was really, really bad, just as bad as Robleski was. So after seeing those 2 starts, are you beginning to be worried at all with Bobby Miller in the mix as well as a guy that neither of us really trust? Are you worried that these guys that maybe we thought we could trust as an 8th or 9th option maybe aren't there yet?
No, I don't think I'm worried. I don't think that those guys are going to come into play except for spot starts throughout the rest of the year. As long as you have Yamamoto pitching well, as long as when Snell comes back, and I'm a little kind of worried about Snell, the fact that he couldn't get out of his bullpen, and then also that he can't pitch again until just starting Monday because of the shoulder inflammation. That sounds like something a little bit more is going on than what they're letting on. But so Glasnow, I think, is going to be fine. There was a weird situation in Washington. I think Sasaki is starting to show that he's getting better and he's going to be just fine. Dustin May has looked great in his starts. If Tony Gonsolin comes in and gets ready to go, that's going to be somebody that's going to be a big part of all this. Plus, you have Shohei Ohtani that's going to start pitching at some point. Because it's so early, they're just going to let some of these guys take some time, like just do what they need to do. They're going to give Bobby Miller another shot up in the majors. They're going to give Robleski another shot at some point, even though he walks everybody or gives up home runs. Landon Knack, as you see, is going to get another one because he had a decent year last year before it all fell apart in September. I'm not that worried about the pitching depth. I think there's enough there still. Maybe not for the beginning of the season, maybe not for April through May, but in June, July, August, I think that's when it's really going to start picking up, and that's when it really matters.
Totally agree. And I would say a couple of things. One, you made the point about Landon Knack. I know people are going to freak out because what we just saw was really, really bad, but we have a large sample size with Knack in particular. I mean, this is a guy who last year we saw 12 starts, 3 relief appearances, and a 3.6 ERA. So that's not nothing. I'm not going to allow one bad start to shake what I saw from him in 12 starts last year where he was a highly competent pitcher. So I think Knack will get another chance in the rotation next week. I think he's going to be fine. He's a guy that every team in the league would love to have as their number 5 starter. He happens to be 8th or 9th on the Dodgers. When it comes to Robleski, I also said this. I'm willing to be patient. I don't think Robleski is going to be a guy I'm counting on in 2025 based on what we've seen. But last year, he was supposed to be at AA. Dodgers pitching injuries forced their hand. He comes up to AAA. I think he's thrown like 20 innings at AAA in his career. And so 33, AAA innings in his entire career. So I think last year was supposed to be a AA year. I think this year was supposed to be a AAA year. And they were targeting, maybe August, September as a depth piece to be there. I think that timeline's been rushed. So I'm taking a deep breath with Wroblewski. I'm not expecting him to be a contributor again this year, but I think long-term, he's still a guy that I haven't completely lost hope in because of he was bad last year. He was bad this year. I'm not defending any of that. I just think it hasn't necessarily been totally fair to him.
The only thing that I worry about is for guys like this, it really depends on what goes on in his head. Because like, look at Bobby Miller. He came out firing. He was a top, I think he was the number 1 overall prospect at one point for the Dodgers, came out, and now there's something going on up there. It's all in that brain that he just can't throw strikes anymore. And then when he does, they're getting blasted on and he's giving up home runs. So as long as Wroblewski is not that way, because every time he's pitched now, for the most part, he's had a lot of walks. He can't find the strike zone. He gives up a lot of home runs. He gave up more home runs than he had innings pitched or games pitched last year. So, yes, he has been really, really bad. If he can figure it out, if he can show that he can figure it out in AAA, then, yes, I agree with you that he's going to be a part of this rotation at some point at some time. But if he can't, if it's something that just really gets into his brain, he might be on the move. Like, that's the type of thing that they would do in this situation.
Yeah, Chad Moriyama on Twitter said this. He said that Wroblewski would be homer prone was always a legit concern, so this hasn't been what you would want to see. But he also said the fastball is weird, which usually makes it weird for hitters. Cutter slider combo is good. Command is usually above average. It just hasn't carried over to the majors yet. So will it someday carry over? Like command, to his point, is something that's actually been a calling card of Wroblewski, but the home runs have always been a concern. So the home runs pop up in the majors and the command disappears. It's a bad combination. But these guys, long-term, we expect Kershaw back at some point. We expect Ohtani back at some point. We expect Emmett Sheehan back at some point. Snell, obviously, we expect back at some point. Tony Gonsolin will be back very soon. I don't think we're going to be relying on, hoping, crossing our fingers, the Justin Wroblewskis of the world once the games start to matter towards the end of the season.
Yeah, no, totally with you on that. I'm not worried. There's nothing on this team right now that I'm actually worried about.
We got a super chat here from David Garcia. He says, health predictions aside, so I'm assuming health for guys. Who is your 5-man pitching rotation in September and October? Dodgers have a lot of guys to choose from, Greg.
There's so many guys. So for me, I do think it's going to be like the top. Yamamoto is 100% going to be there. I also think that Shohei Ohtani is definitely going to be in that rotation. Blake Snell, I think, will be in that rotation. Then it's going to come down to that's 3. So then I think Glasnow, as long as if we're saying health predictions aside, Glasnow would be a part of it. And then it's going to come down to a Sasaki, May, Gonsolin, Kershaw. I think I take Kershaw out. Kershaw is not on that list for me. And if he's pitching in the postseason, we're in trouble.
Don't say that, Greg.
It's just the truth. I want him to get his strikeout.
It's your truth, Greg. It's not the truth. It's your truth.
It is my truth. And I love Kershaw with all my heart, but
sounds like it.
It doesn't seem like he's going. If he's pitching with all the pitchers that we have in the playoffs, something went wrong.
Or something went awesome.
Okay, I guess you are so positive. It's the most amazing thing how positive you can be.
There's no negativity allowed with Clayton Kershaw. That's the one rule,
That's the one rule? Okay.
Well, and no positivity around Austin Barnes, but we keep that one off to the side here.
So it comes down to Sasaki, May, and Gonsolin. And for my 5th guy, I'm actually going to go Dustin May. I know he can't stay healthy, but the stuff that he has is just almost unhittable. It's like Blake Trinan. When he's on, you can't touch it. It's insane the movement that he has on his pitches, even with that velocity, everything that he does. So I'm going to put May in my 5th. What about you?
First of all, I want to tell you, somebody in the chat saying you look like Chris Taylor, which is a huge compliment based on how the female Dodger fans on social media, I think, feel about Chris Taylor. So I'm going to give you that. They didn't say you hit like him. Okay. They're just saying you look like him. So that's a positive.
I've had this has been my whole life now since Chris Taylor has been a Dodger. Me and Chris Taylor look the same. However,
ladies love that guy.
Yeah, it was great when they had the hottest Dodger thing. They put him some people had him winning, so that's fantastic. I'll take that. However, every white guy with a beard I look like. If you have a thick beard like I do and you're white, we look the same. That's just how this works at this point.
Okay. I think your top 4 starting pitchers are obvious. It's clear. Glasnow, Snell, Ohtani, Yamamoto, if healthy. There's no debate in my mind that those 4 guys are going to be in there. Again, assuming health, that's the big caveat. We get it, but that's the question we were asked, which is a great question, David. Yep. Then I think it's like you said, Kershaw, Sasaki, May, and Gonsolin are the options. And look, I've already tipped my hand. Like Dustin May, my biggest concern with him has always been he hasn't been able to get swing and miss. No matter how nasty this stuff is, he hasn't been able to. First game, unbelievable. Second game, worst nightmare. It was the worst Dustin May worst nightmare. Everything you fear about Dustin May being true was true in game number 2. It's one game. I'm not overreacting to one game. I'm just saying it gives me pause because if you had asked me this question after game number 1, I was ready for the Dustin May breakout. Now I'm less ready for the Dustin May breakout. Sasaki, I'm nervous. I need to see it to believe it, and I haven't seen it yet. And so I'll just default to whenever Clayton Kershaw is healthy, he has been good. He's never been bad when he's healthy. I'm not saying he's going to be peak vintage Clayton Kershaw, okay? I'm just telling you when he has been healthy, he has been good. I trust the man. He's the GOAT. Give me Kershaw.
Jeff. Luckily for the Dodgers, they don't have 5-man rotations in October.
They have 6, so Kershaw, we got room for Kershaw no matter what.
This is the man that was only pitching on Saturdays this last year when it came down the stretch. I think he is pitching to get to, was it 2,000 strikeouts that he's just shy of, or 3,000? Yeah, 3,000 pitches, strikeouts. He's getting to the 3,000 strikeouts. That's what he's looking for. When he gets that, I think it's farewell. He's going to just set off into the sunset and maybe get a job with the Dodgers. Maybe he's in the front office or doing something like that. But I hate to say it, and I know how much you love him. Clayton Kershaw, I'm going to say it again. If Clayton Kershaw is pitching in the postseason, something went terribly, terribly wrong.
Okay, let me give you ready for some Kershaw stats, some numbers. These are Greg's stats. They're not, it's no X's or pluses involved, okay? Last season, he made 7 starts. Mm-hmm. The first 5 of those 7 starts, 2.6 ERA for Clayton Kershaw. Okay? Gets hurt, tries to pitch through it, gets shelled in his last 2. ERA goes up. 2023, 24 starts, 131 innings. Do you want to guess what Clayton Kershaw's ERA was?
What was it?
2.46.
Yeah, he's always right around 2.
2022.
Tremendous pitcher.
2022, 22 starts, 126 innings, 2.28 ERA.
Yeah.
You take 2 starts that he clearly was pitching hurt at the end of last season, and that's 3 straight seasons with an ERA that's like 2.3.
I really admire it, Jeff. I admire your positivity and love for Kershaw. I think it is amazing because, yes, first ballot Hall of Famer. Everything he's done for this team. He is one of my favorite Dodgers of all time. Not my favorite, but he's one of my favorite Dodgers of all time. He's not pitching in the postseason. I just can't see him pitching in the postseason. He's gonna pitch when he comes back and he plays, and he's gonna go for a couple months, and then he's gonna be like, "That's it."
Dave's gonna be pointing to the left hand. Seventh inning of Game 7, and Kershaw's gonna come
now
out.
Now you're gonna take him out of the bullpen too.
Greg's not gonna be alive to see it. Greg's not gonna be alive to see it. He's gonna be unconscious on the floor.
Now you wanted to come out of the bullpen too? Let's talk about Clayton Kershaw.
I never want him coming out of the bullpen.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. He'd do it, though. He'd do it for the team. What would Kershaw do? That's what Walker Buehler gave us, one of the greatest moments of our lives, and he did it because he said, what would Clayton Kershaw do?
Yep, absolutely, because Kershaw would do that, because Kershaw is amazing, but he's not at this point.
Effectiveness may be a question. So there you go. There you go. Okay, we're going to play a great game, and I want to give a shout-out to the Ringer Fantasy Football Podcast, because they played this game, and I said to Greg right before he came on, hey, do you want to play this game? It's called Heads or Tails. Okay, I couldn't find a coin other than I have like I don't even know what year it is. I don't think it has a year. I have a silver dollar coin here, Greg.
Ooh, look at the size of that. Really nice.
It's massive. It's massive. Okay, we got I don't understand why like one side is right side up, the other side's right side down. Okay, but I think we got Eisenhower on this bad boy. We got the Liberty Bell on the back. It's worth $1. Okay.
Hey, maybe it's worth $1 billion.
It might be. Here's what we're going to do. The way this game works is we got 3 controversial players. Max Muncy, Andy Pages, and Kike Hernandez, okay? Those are the 3 guys we're going to break down here. And the way this game works is you're the guest, so I'm going to flip on your behalf. And what this means is if I flip this and it's a heads, and we're talking about Max Muncy, then you have to make the case for Max Muncy. Why people should not panic for Max Muncy. It's going to be okay. But if it lands on tails, then you have to make the case against Max Muncy. Why might Max Muncy be worried? Why we should be worried? Okay. And again, you're just playing a part here. You're arguing a case. All right. And then we'll do the same with Pages and the same with Kike Hernandez. So I'm going to flip this just out of curiosity. What are you hoping pops up here for Max Muncy? Do you want to be arguing pro and it lands on head, or do you want to be arguing against and it lands on tails?
See, okay, so I think I kind of, just for the fun, I kind of want to go against him, but we'll see. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, here we go. Flipping the coin. Tails. You're arguing against Max Muncy. Why should we be terrified and worried as Dodger fans? I'll argue the opposite side, by the way.
Yeah.
Why should we be terrified of Max Muncy and what we've seen so far?
So we should be terrified of Max Muncy because the biggest thing that's happening with Max Muncy, he is a guy that understands the strike zone. His whole calling card is that he gets the strike zone as well as anybody. Was at one point saying he knows the strike zone as well as Juan Soto. Those two were the 2 guys that understands the strike zone. He walked, I saw a stat the other day that he walked in his career, he walks 7 times to every strikeout, something along those lines. Right now, this year, it's 2 times. He's walking twice to every strikeout that's happening. He is not being patient at the plate. He is not understanding the strike zone like he did one before. And also, it seems that the power is not gone. He's now a guy that hits home runs or he strikes out. That's it. You're not seeing doubles. You're not seeing singles. The only thing that he does, basically, he's like Adam Dunn back in the day, strike out or home run. And that's kind of all that he is right now. And also at the same time, look what's happening at third base. He is nothing but average. He is not above average. He might be a little below average at third base. He has a lot of errors. It's not playing well. Everything that I'm seeing from Max Muncy right now is that it's not going to get fixed. He hasn't been good. He was great in the NLCS when he walked over a whole bunch of times, but when it got to the World Series, he was a mess again. He hasn't had any home runs, which I just saw from OTC. So thank you for that one. And he's just that 35 home run a year guy in Max Muncy does not exist anymore.
I
Is that pretty good? I thought that was actually pretty good.
That was nice. We got to correct the one. What did you say? He walks 7 times for every strikeout or something like that?
That was in his career. I saw it. It was like 7-1. I saw a stat of it yesterday.
I don't think that's a real stat.
Okay, we'll take it away then.
It's like 50. It's let's see. Sorry.
For his career. Now you see why you got to fact check me.
543 walks to 900 strikeouts.
Okay, so that wasn't it.
Not close. No, it's fine. But hey, for the sake of the argument, who cares about facts and truths? Yeah. But to your point, so typically he walks half as many times as he strikes out. Right now he's striking out. Maybe this was the stat. Right now he's striking out 7 strikeouts for every walk.
Oh, there you go. It was 2-1 for his career, strikeouts to walks. Now it's 7-1.
There you go. Nailed it. Okay.
Exactly.
Here's the case for Max Muncy. The case for Max Muncy is we are talking about a sample size of 13 baseball games. And yes, he's 34 years old. And yes, those games have not been pretty at all. He's hitting 174. He's got a 224 on base percentage, a 261 slugging percentage. His walk rate for his career is 15%. It's 6% right now. That's worrisome. His strikeout rate for his career is 25%. It's 43% right now.
Are you voting for me or for you?
There's no way that's sustainable. This is why you don't need to be concerned. There's no way it's sustainable. Last season, his weighted runs created plus, you're not going to like that number. 100 is league average. He's 135. Last season, he had his best offensive year since 2021. He hit 15 home runs in 73 games. You said he's not 35 home run guy. He was basically on pace for 30 home runs, which is not 35, to be fair to you. It's closer to 30. It's a small sample size. We've seen this with Muncy before, Greg. We've seen him get in his head. We've seen him lose control. And guess what? He always bounces out of it. He has not had 2020 was the only below average offensive season he has had in his entire Dodgers career. And he was basically a league average player then. So there's no way the version we've seen is anything close to sustainable. He's going to get back. I'm not saying he's going to be 135 weighted runs created plus. I just think he's going to be good. He's going to be above average, 115, maybe even 120. And like a month from now, we're going to be laughing about the times we worried about Max Muncy.
Am I supposed to respond, or is that just?
It's fine. Now we can end. I mean, like in all serious, like for you, if you had to choose here, would you make the case for or against Max Muncy?
Oh,
like what's the most compelling to you out of what you said and what I said?
So compelling. Well, obviously it was my argument, so I think I won. But at the same time, no, I'm totally with you. I think that Max Muncy is going to be just fine. I think he's going to be a guy that's still going to hit 25 to 30 home runs, and all those numbers are going to go up. You were right. It's a small sample size. It is something that he will get it figured out. As much as that 2-to-1 strikeout to walk rate is a big thing over his entire career. He's going to figure out the strike zone again. Right now, he's swinging at pitches that are way high above the zone. That'll come down. His eye will get better and be where he normally is, and he's going to walk a lot more. And once he starts seeing pitches inside the zone, he's going to start hitting home runs. He's starting to get on base again. That's the way that it's going to be. You are 100% correct. I just think I won because my argument was better.
Okay, it's fair. It's fair. Next up, Andy Pages. Okay, do you want me to flip the coin for me or for you?
Flip the coin for you this time.
Okay, so heads is I have to argue in favor of Andy Pages. Tails, I have to argue against Andy Pages. I think I have a sense of which side you want on this one.
I can actually argue both sides.
Okay. Heads, I'm arguing for Andy Pages here.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh, this is so going to be easy. All right.
You're not going to hear me talk about base running in a pro Andy Pages argument, okay? We're going to set base. Who cares about base running? What is this, like 1946? Who cares, okay? Here's what we need to talk about. We need to talk about dingers, Greg. All dingers. You know what Andy Pages has done? 2 straight games with a dinger. Okay, 4 for 11 over his last 3 games. Only 3 strikeouts in that stretch. So he's reached base 5 out of 12 at bats with 2 dingers. That's the key. That's all I got. The defense, it's fine. Who cares? He hit 2 home runs in a row, Greg. He's back. He's hanging out with Teo. He just needed a little confidence boost. 2 home runs, confidence back. We're ready to roll.
Okay, if that's all you have for Pages, then I'm 100% winning this argument. But look,
dingers, Greg, dingers, 2 of them.
So he did have back-to-back home runs against the Nationals. This wasn't against this, and their back-end starting pitchers. This wasn't against somebody in San Diego. It wasn't against Dylan Cease. It wasn't against Chris Sale or somebody like that. It's the back-end pitchers for one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. The guy can't field. Did you see what he did with Bryce Harper?
I have a terrible, like everyone hates my take on that. I think that play was a lot harder than anybody says it was.
Okay.
I agree. 99% catch probability. And I'm like, look, I understand there's launch angle and there's distance and where he was standing. None of that takes into account the fact that ball was knuckling from right to left. And hit on the line.
No matter what, he took the wrong route. He was spinning around. He had no idea it was a top. It was a really bad play. He is just a bad outfielder. There's a couple of things that he is good at, but he's a really
dingers, Greg. Just focus here. Dingers.
It's my turn here right now. I didn't interrupt you. I laughed during it, but that's one thing. But either way, what he's doing in the outfield, that's just one thing. His approach at center field is a mess. He doesn't know where the ball is coming off the bat. He can't read it off the bat. That's a problem. I am going to talk about base running because he was going to run into outs consistently. He somehow made it safe a couple of times running through stop signs. If you're not going to listen to one of the best third base coaches in all of baseball,
third base coaches.
Yeah, I love Dino Ebel. So if you if you're going to run through a Dino Ebel stop sign, that is a major problem. You have to learn how to run the bases. He can't do it. I haven't even gotten to the fact that at the plate, besides those last 2 games, again against the back end pitchers for the Washington Nationals, is absolutely horrendous at the plate. He is swinging out pitches that are out of the zone. He completely messed up. Now he's trying to find walks on and be patient at the plate, but everything then now that makes him too patient. Now he's going to start swinging out of his heels because he's hitting home runs. Andy Pages is a mess, and the only way he can get fixed is in AAA.
Dingers, Greg. Dingers. And by the way, I should have mentioned running through Dino Ebel stop signs. That might be a positive. That might be a head sign of the coin. Dino seems like a great guy. Okay, not my favorite third base coach. I don't think I'd like any third base coach, to be fair, but I'm cool with him doing whatever he wants.
When he was in Atlanta, Ron Washington was amazing. He just sends everybody.
See, I'm for that. Pages we wouldn't be running through any stop signs if there were no stop signs.
He's not fast. He doesn't have speed. The only thing that Pages has is he has a cannon for an arm.
It's true.
Great. Yeah.
he was a hitting prospect. I mean, I think there is something to his bat eventually turning around. So I'm not ready to say he's back, but I think 2 home runs in 2 games buys you some time considering what the alternatives are here.
So now to take the other side, I'll do it for you. In those 2 games, he also had made a great diving catch out in center field, so that got a little bit better.
Here we go.
He's starting to see the plate just a little bit better. He was being too patient. Now he's realizing he has to swing at the pitches that are inside the zone. There's a lot of things that if he can really turn around, he has that cannon for arm to make it better in center field, and he has a big bat when he is on. So if he can turn that around and be that type of guy in the 9 spot, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And again, my biggest argument in favor of Pages this whole time has been there's nobody that's banging down the door. And I know Ha-Seong Kim there's been highlights and it's been good. I've said Alex Freeland is the guy that people should probably be talking about more. He's been tearing the cover off the ball, but there just hasn't been anybody that's chasing him down. And so you hit 2 home runs, you settle in a little bit, and I think you're going to buy yourself some time there. So
now, if you're in the Dodgers minor league system, I was talking about this on Blue Review today. If you're in the Dodgers minor league system, you should be playing center field every single day and learning the position and try to be the best player, be good at the plate, and be an amazing defensive player at center field, because that's the spot. You're blocked basically everywhere on the field right now. Center field is kind of open. If you can knock down the door, you can be a center fielder for this Los Angeles Dodgers team, and that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and there's no answer to center field moving forward either. Like you could make the case Pages could slide into left field or right field once Conforto moves on, if Conforto does move on and doesn't resign after this year. But center field, there's just not an obvious guy. James Outman would be the guy as the only real natural center fielder they have. Estuary Ruiz, I guess, but I mean, natural center fielder, I'm not sure that applies to him. He plays out there. Ha-Seong Kim plays out there. He's fast. So there we go. Okay, last one here. Kike Hernandez. And I got accused of cheating or whatever. So I'm going to close my eyes. Kike Hernandez. Heads, you have to argue in favor of Kike Hernandez. Don't panic. Tails, why should we panic? Answer is
I can't see that.
Tails. Why should we be panicked? Why should we be panicked about Kike Hernandez?
So Kike is a type of guy. He's somebody that in the postseason, it's the big moments for Kike. But you saw what happened with the Red Sox. He's always been better with the Dodgers, but he's really just been average even during the regular season with the Dodgers. He's a guy that hits a big home run at some point. He has, in October, he hits a couple big home runs. That's what he does. But during the regular season, he's just an average to below average baseball player in general. And that's what you're seeing from him right now. He has 4 hits, Jeff, and all 4 of those hits just happened to be home runs. Now, one of those home runs when they were down 8-1 because Pages had hit a home run, and so it made it 8-2. Ooh, thanks much for that, Kike. He is really good for the clubhouse and for the dugout, but for the most part on the field, he can play everywhere, but at the plate, he's a mess. He's always been a mess at the plate. Even in Boston, he was a mess, and here he's a mess. Kike is really here for October and not for the regular season.
Greg, I'm arguing in favor of Kike Hernandez. I have one word for you, okay? And it's not Keektober. So apologies to Matthew Moreno if he's watching. It's not Keektober. I have one word for you. Do you know what the word's going to be, Greg?
No, I don't.
Dingers. 4
This
dingers. All he does is hit dingers, Greg. We got to slug the slugging percentage here. Slugging, is that a stat? Do we like the slugging percentage over there? Yeah. I know you're an on-base percentage guy.
On-base, slugging, OPS, all those great.
Okay, we got an over 400 slug for our guy Kike right now. He's got 4 dingers. Just dingers.
What's his on base?
It doesn't say. For some reason, Fangraphs, it doesn't. It's like blurred out right now. But 410, I just see 4 in the home runs category and 4. And I'm like, there's no way. I mean, it says 4 home runs. He's got to have at least 5 or 6 hits, right? There's no way only home runs for hits. Couldn't be. I don't think that's ever happened before. So I doubt it's happened now. Again, Fangraphs, it's really weird. It's like not loading. But 400 slugging, 410 slug. And he's wearing glasses, 4 home runs, playing good defense at first base. I see no issues here, Craig.
Yeah. I still want to know what that on-base percentage is. Give me that on-base percentage.
He's batting 103 with a 163 on-base percentage.
So that OPS that you love too, because you love slugging. 570, a 570 OPS, and you're trying to go for him. That's a brutal.
You're missing the forest for the trees, I think is how that goes.
You're the reason that baseball is having problems. Dingers. What about moving guys along? What about stealing bases?
I thought Matt Moreno was off tonight. I didn't realize Matt Moreno was going to be on here talking about bunting and batting average, and here we are.
I love Kike. That's fine. It's totally fine. Kike he's going to stick.
I had a lot of stock in Glasses Kike being a real thing, and that my case for Glasses Kike is not off to a great start so far. So
yeah.
We'll see.
All right. So we just got through heads or tails from Max Muncy, Andy Pajes, and Kike Hernandez. I'm going to bow out now, and then I need you to just give me the head side of Austin Barnes.
Who?
What is the head side of Austin Barnes, the backup catcher? He played a couple nights ago.
Oh, okay. Let's look this up. Let me get some numbers on him.
Yeah.
Man, that's weird. I was telling you numbers were blurred out. None of the numbers are blurred out. This can't be right. It's just zeros everywhere, Greg. This can't be right. 0 home runs, 0 RBIs, 0 steals, 0 walks, 0 hits. What am I miss? Did I miss a number? 40. The only number I see is a 40% strikeout rate, Greg.
Hey, that means 60% of the time he's not striking out.
That's true. There you go.
So
You're making my argument for me.
Okay, right. Give me just 4 positive things about Austin Barnes.
He's better at pitch framing than Will Smith. Ironically, he's not good at it. He's like basically slightly below average, but Will Smith's like the worst framer. Added strikes, Will Smith's like worse than the league, so he's better there. I think he's a good locker room guy. You need a backup catcher who's just content to be the backup catcher, content to rarely play, and everybody likes him, so Barnes has got that. I do think if there was a fight, I like having Barnes in the mix. I think he's a guy that could get in the middle of that, and then the good players can kind of step back a little bit, like let Barnesy, Miguel Rojas kind of get in there and take care of business.
One more.
His weighted runs created plus is 100 right now. Oh, no, that's negative 100. Negative 100, sorry. If you add up his last 2 weighted runs created pluses, it's 96. I did a stat the other day, Greg. It was like, how far did Austin Barnes hit the ball? He had 4 plate appearances. He struck out twice. Twice he put the ball in play. It's like 60-ish feet to the mound. Do you know how many total feet? 60 is just the 90 feet to a base. Do you know how many total feet the 2 balls he put in play went?
I'm guessing it was below the 60 feet combined. So let's say 32.
Just above. It was like 74 or something like that. So,
I mean, I get it. He is there just to be the captain, be a leader, be a vocal leader, somebody in a good locker room dugout guy. That's basically what he's there for.
Look, in all seriousness, and Anthony made this point the other night, and I joke about Austin Barnes. Like, do I think Hunter Fiducia is like definitely a better baseball player than Austin Barnes? Without a doubt. Yes, I do. I think he would offer you more offensively, more defensively, worse in the game calling, all that kind of thing. Sure. Here's the good news with Barnes. Like, he's clearly not going to go 0 for a million this year. He's not going to strike out 40% of the time and walk 0% of the time. He actually hit 260 last year, which was like his best batting average he's had since 2017. So, I mean, look, if he hits 200, fine. Like, just get to 200. 2 out of every 10, 1 out of every 5. If we get there, you're playing, once or twice a week. Give Will Smith days off. It's fine. I like to poke fun at Austin Barnes because he's not going anywhere, and people get mad at me for it, but he's not good. Like, there's no arguing that he's good, but his role is what it is, and it's more acceptable, and it's who cares because it's a backup catcher. That's where I'm at.
I knew it was going to happen at some point. You're going to let it go at some point. You have a villain. Barnes is your villain.
Yeah. I guess you're probably. Yeah, I mean, but it's not even a villain. Like, I don't wish bad for him.
No,
I just laughed at everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat just dumps on Chris Taylor. Like, dumps on him. Like, who cares? This guy sucks. Whatever. And then it's like I say something about Austin Barnes, and people are like, "Oh, here Jeff goes again. Just being mean, mean Austin Barnes."
No, so this is it was for last year for me. It was Alex Vesia, and he got way better because he was giving up home run early in the season. It's fun to have a villain. You are just such a massively positive guy in every sense. So to find one little thing that actually gets you a little annoyed, it makes me happy. I love the fact that you have.
If you needed a hit, Dodger season on the line, and the guy at the plate gets hurt, and the only two guys left on the bench are Austin Barnes or Chris Taylor, and you needed a hit to win this World Series, who do you trust right now more to get you a hit?
Wow, that's
like runner on third, so like walks, none of that stuff matters. Like you just need a knock.
Is there 2 outs?
2 outs. Sack fly doesn't get you anything.
So sack fly doesn't get you anything. That is such a difficult question. I kind of trust Barnes in that situation to just get a single. I know for a fact that Chris Taylor is striking out. I know for a fact he is. Something crazy might happen with Austin Barnes where he swings and it just dribbles up the first baseline somehow, and it gets stuck in between, and he makes it to first, and the runner on third makes it home. Something weird and just because it's baseball, that thing happens. I can't see it happening with Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor's going to strike out.
That's crazy. Chris Taylor and Max Muncy currently tied for the highest strikeout rate on the team. 43%. Barnes is at 40. So there you go. Fiducia 33%. So maybe I'm too quick. Give me Chris
Taylor. 2 at bats, and he's got a 33%.
Chris Taylor's clutch. Barnes had the hit off Snell. I mean, forever, right? Yep. Forever a hero.
Yep. Forever a hero. Exactly.
So, there you go. Okay, let's get to some guys who play Major League Baseball and are very good at them. Shohei Ohtani. We got an update on his throwing. Quote, the bullpens are going well. I think I'm in a good place feel-wise. He was asked then, are you close to throwing live batting practice? Quote, I'm still at the stage in which I have limits on the type of pitches I can throw and limits on speed. He can't throw a sweeper yet, to be clear. I think that will be something I discuss with the doctor and team staff personally. I think it's something I'd like to do, not too far out. He continued, Dr. Neil Alatrash said that since it's my second operation, it's better to be careful. Personally, I think I'd like to go along with that. So bullpens are going well, but he's not yet throwing a sweeper. He's not yet cleared to face live hitters. They're being patient with him. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're doing the exact right thing, especially if he's okay with it. They did say I don't know if you mentioned it, he did say that he was throwing a splitter a little bit more, and he's also throwing in the low 90s. So it's all getting better. Those are all things that are getting better. I don't think we are expecting Shohei Ohtani to be pitching in April or even May. I think this has always been a June or July situation, and that's totally fine with me. If you have a completely healthy, playing great pitching and hitting for Shohei Ohtani, and you're going into the postseason with both sides, that's amazing to me. So I love the fact that he's taking his time. I think it's the right thing to do.
Totally. Completely agree. I love that he's like, hey, this is what the doctor's saying. That's what we're going to do. To your point, he's ramping up velocity. The splitters, he mixed in a few of those. That was new. The sweepers, kind of the last pitch to mix in. But it's good news. They paused the throwing program. We never got the sense that they paused it because anything was wrong, so much as, hey, let's just focus on the beginning of the season, get into a rhythm as far as hitting goes, and then start mixing these throwing sessions in. But I think overall positive news from Shohei Ohtani here. And the deadline the timeline originally was sometime in May. I imagine that's probably early June because they took 2 or 3 weeks off. But again, if he comes back in early June, then you got June, July, August, and September before you get into the postseason. So 4 months, plenty of time for him to build up, get some reps, shake off the rust a little bit. I mean, let's be honest. Shohei Ohtani probably doesn't need 4 months to shake off the rust, but he'll have plenty of time to get himself ready for meaningful baseball.
Like if it comes down to Shohei Ohtani pitching in a postseason game, I feel great because the last time I actually saw him pitch was in the WBC, and he was striking out Mike Trout on a 3-2 pitch. So I feel great about it. When he does come back, I think he's going to be back to it might take a couple starts, obviously, shake off the rust and all that, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be great.
Yeah, agreed. All right, last topic here, and then we'll get to some questions and be out of here. Speaking of Ohtani.
Yep.
Greg, you're the perfect man to answer this specific question. The Ohtani celebration we got going on here. Where does this rank among recent Dodger celebrations? And for the sake of argument here, I'll give you 4 others that we've seen in recent times. Okay, number 1 is the Freddie, which is still kind of in the mix, but the Freddie, yep, exactly, nice. He's even going to act us out. And then we got the Wolf of Wall Street one, the pounding the microphone on the head. That was a Trey Turner special. We've got barrels are overrated. Right, kind of a Chris Taylor's the one I think of when I think of that one.
Yep.
And then we've got the bubble machine. That was a thing at one point. So if I'm missing any, feel free to include them. But in your mind, where does the Ohtani celebration rank compared to those?
So it's so new, I can't rank it at the top, but I do really like it because it's poking fun at somebody that everybody thought had no personality. So I think it's great when that happens.
He loves it, by the way. Ohtani loves that he's the butt of the joke.
Yeah, which is great because he's opened up so much being on this team. I don't know if he was like this with the Angels. I don't think he actually existed when he was on the Angels. But like this, when he hit the walk-off home run, he was doing his own thing. So I thought that was great too. I really, really like the barrels are overrated thing.
I'm with you.
That was like, to me, it's like, oh, that's awesome. I like this, but I probably go with the Freddie over the Wolf of Wall Street. And I'm going to take out the bubble machine as much as I loved it because it was only for home runs. All of these other ones are being done in every situation for the most part. So at the top, I'm going to go barrels are overrated at the top.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be a hot take by saying the same. I just love it. I feel like it's iconic. It's in my mind. Yep. And I think the Freddie's a great one as well. But barrels are overrated would be one for me. The Freddie would be number 2. I would go Ohtani 3, and then this one 4th. Maybe that, and maybe I'm just this recency bias here. I'm not entirely sure, but barrels are overrated. It's classic, you know.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. I'm fully on board with that. Those 1, 2, 3, 4 for me is exactly the same. And they had the Kike cup bump. Like remember he was like dancing and there. Oh, you know what? They had the salt shaker, which was really weird.
Yeah.
Remember that where they had the salt shaker and then sprayed it into people's faces. that was not the right one to do.
Okay, so you said bubble machine doesn't count because it's home runs. Bubble machine versus sunflower seeds to the face.
Sunflower seeds to the face. I love the sunflower seeds to the face because it's Teo and he's my favorite Dodger right now.
I was gonna say I knew there was a Teoscar angle there, but I think it's great. Like you hit a home run and then you're gonna get pelted in the face by a bunch of sunflower seeds.
Just close your eyes.
Yeah, I'm with you. So there you go. We agree. Barrels are overrated. Sunflower seeds to the face, both good. And we're out on the salt and pepper grinder to the face as well.
It just looked so weird.
I am pro Kike like hip thrust situation. I think Kike could pull that off, but that's a unique to Kike celebration. So,
right. Kike is the only one that can do that, and he's really only the one that should do it. Can we agree? Yeah,
it's kind of like the Puig tongue thing. Like it's that's just unique to Puig. It's a celebration, but only one person gets to it. And Kike hits dingers, so he does the celebration a lot. Greg, that's the one thing because 4 dingers.
4 dingers and 4 hits.
Yeah, but they're all dingers. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Are we questions now, or what's going on?
Questions. Greg's ready. He's like, don't stop talking about dingers. All caps questions, folks. Throw them in the chat. We'll get to as many as we possibly can. I'm going to ask you one food question, snack question before we start populating. Dots pretzels. Are you familiar? The home style. They're the
Dots pretzels.
Yeah. They're big bag, red. They sell them at Costco. They're like buttery flavored.
No, I don't know. It's the Costco pretzel.
Well, no, it's like they're little pretzel sticks.
Oh, okay.
In a big bag. You got to try them. Fantastic snack. They got like 10 different flavors. The original's great. I would start there. A lot of people like honey mustard. I think it's solid. Cinnamon sugar. That's the other one.
That's like a dessert though. At that,
it does. It tastes like a churro though, and they're just little pretzel sticks.
Churros on board with churros. Delicious.
Yeah.
So was that the question? Have I had the dots?
That was mine. Sorry. I was trying to understand who he's talking about here. When do you think we see? I think Estuary Ruiz is the question. Touri tanks.
Oh yeah.
With the big club this season, he hit a home run. Estuary Ruiz recently over from the A's. I'll ask it this way: Estuary Ruiz, Ha-Seong Kim, Alex Freeland, James Outman. Of those 4, who do you think's the first one that gets a major league call up?
I think of those 4, I kind of hope that it's Alex Freeland to put Pajas goes down and Alex Freeland comes up because he's hitting really well and he can play center field. But I think it's going to be Ha-Seong Kim. Ha-Seong Kim is going to be the guy that I think I was almost shocked that it was going to be that he wasn't. He also can play multiple positions. He can play second base and allow Tommy Edman to play center field, or if they need him in the outfield, he can play it. Maybe not great, but he can play that and have Tommy at second base.
Yeah. Tonight, by the way, Outman was 1 for 5 with a run and 2 RBIs. Kim was 0 for 5 with a run scored. Alex Freeland 2 for 4, 2 runs and 2 RBIs, including a double there. So if you're looking for
love Freeland. I think Freeland's going to be a great player at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are going to hate it. I just still think it'll be Outman because I think it's going to be just the known commodity. The floor is like, at least we're getting good defense out of this guy, even if he can't hit. So it's not sexy. It's not popular, but I would guess Outman. Estuary Ruiz, like, I don't know. I bet he debuts at some point this season. I bet he's up.
Yeah, at some point. I mean, they don't get those guys to not bring them up. He's going to make because he is so fast. As long as he can just play a decent center field and maybe get a hit or two, I think they'll bring him up at some point.
Yeah. Jeffrey wants to know A5 Wagyu beef or chicken breast. Which do you prefer, Greg?
So this might be my hot take. I really only eat chicken at this point. I don't really eat a lot of red meat anymore. I can't. See, the answer of what is better is the Wagyu. That's the better cut. That's a better meat. It's delicious. My stomach can't handle red meat anymore, so I just eat chicken. My go-to is chicken at this point. I'm
gonna put that in the category of food allergies.
Yeah, I just
famously Blake was on here, basically saying like, yeah, I keep eating Wagyu beef over here, but it's no chicken. That was his quote.
Okay, see, that's just nonsense. If I could eat red meat, the answer is Wagyu.
Okay, that's good.
You got some people on this show. No, Matt Moreno has some weird takes with food.
I know people hate me. People think I hate cheese. They're wrong, but that's fine.
You hate cheese?
No, it's not true.
Okay. No, you said it.
Do you put cheese on street tacos, Greg?
On street tacos, no. It's really just the cilantro and onion.
Okay, so there you go. Do you think cheese is a necessary ingredient in like a burrito?
Necessary? No, but it's good in the burrito. It's not necessary. I get a burrito from Cactus Taqueria down the street, and it's you usually don't get the cheese in it.
Do you hear this, people? Is anybody hearing this? Because this is my point is being made for me. So there you go. Fantastic. You don't hate cheese, do you, Greg?
No, I love cheese.
It's great. There you go. Makes two of us, Greg. Makes two of us that love cheese.
Now that I understand your point, I'm with you.
There we go. I like it. Which bobblehead do you like most this season? Freddie Freeman, Game 1, walk-off bobblehead tomorrow. We've got Kobe bobblehead. We've got a bunch of Ohtani bobbleheads.
So I got a bunch of bobbleheads in my office at work. And if you want any of them, just walk in and take them because I don't care about them. But if I liked it, the iconic Freddie with his hand in the air, I want that one. That's the one that I'm like, yeah, I will take it out of the box and display it prominently on my desk.
I'm with you. Anybody in the chat, anybody that watches this show, if somehow you end up with an extra Freddie Freeman bobblehead tomorrow in your possession, you got 4 tickets and somebody's going that doesn't care about the bobblehead, reach out to your boy. We'll make some arrangements. We'll get you set up, get you a DodgerHeads t-shirt made or something. I don't know what I need to do, but Freddie Freeman bobblehead, anybody's got an extra at Jeff Spiegel on Twitter. Okay. Hook me up. I'm with you. Kobe bobblehead is sick. That would be the second. Those two are like in a tier all of their own, as far as I'm concerned.
Anything Kobe is always going to be great. So yeah, it's always. But I want the Freddie.
I love it. Aaron, the people are now saying that you don't need cheese in a burrito. I love it. This is amazing.
You don't need it. It's not. It's not a necessary component to a burrito.
That's literally what I said. I said I don't like it on tacos. I don't. It shouldn't be on tacos, and I don't get it in burritos. And people say I hate cheese.
Taco night.
My third take. I don't put cheese on cold sandwiches. I'm not a big cheese on cold sandwiches guy. Melted cheese, great.
No,
if I'm having a turkey sandwich, I don't need cheese in it.
No, well, okay. See, I'll disagree there. If I'm gonna get a sandwich, I'm usually gonna put Munster cheese on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Munster cheese. Okay, we got to ask what our favorite cheese was. So Munster, is that what you're going with?
Oh, I love Munster cheese. I've been eating that since I was like 10 years old. I love Munster cheese.
Just plain, just slice of Munster cheese.
I could eat just a slice of Munster cheese, yes, but I put it on my roast beef sandwiches, on my turkey sandwich, whatever it is. I love roast beef.
Yeah, melted
and
cheese.
I agree with Don't Care 187. You need cheese on a sandwich.
Yeah, if it's melted, I'm for. I like hot sandwiches way better than cold sandwiches, anyways. So
no, cold sandwich is way better.
Cold way sandwich better. Over a hot sandwich?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I love the cold sandwich.
That's a crazy take.
A nice roast beef sandwich on rye with mustard, pickle, little tomato and lettuce. Yeah, Munster cheese sounds great.
Okay. That's crazy. Hot sandwiches, like 10 out of 10. Unbelievable.
No.
There's no sandwich that is worse cold, like worse hot. Like I love roast beef is the only one that comes close. But if you gave me a hot roast beef sandwich with melted cheese on it, sign me up. Turkey melt, tuna melt, pastrami, all hot.
So I will actually not order when I go to Mike's, what is it?
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. Thank you. Yeah. It's cold sandwich all day long. I never order a hot sandwich ever. Ever.
Do you like hot pizza or cold pizza? People want to know.
Okay. See, that's a really good question.
Uh-oh.
So I love hot pizza. I love hot pizza, but I absolutely love next day pizza. Right out of the fridge, eating the pizza. Oh yeah. Cold pizza is delicious. It's a cold pizza. I had cold pizza tonight. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie about it.
Cold pizza over hot pizza.
Over a nice, fresh, hot piece of pizza is better than a cold pizza. But I love me some cold pizza.
Look, I love cold pizza too. The fact that it's even debatable, which is if it's better than hot pizza, is insane.
No, I'm saying I'm nice, but I won't reheat my pizza. No reheat.
You ever thrown it? You've never thrown it? Have you ever thrown it in the air fryer?
Yeah. So I have done that. I've just been turned on to the air fryer. I have one in my home for the first time in my 41 years of life. It's probably been about 4 months. I just, you know what? I don't need it. I would rather have the cold pizza than a reheated air fried pizza.
See, microwave pizza, I'm with you. I'd probably just take cold pizza. I actually when my girls love Costco pizza, probably because we kind of haven't introduced them to anything that's better than Costco pizza. But I love Costco pizza. I think Costco pizza in an air fryer the day after might be better than fresh Costco pizza.
No, that's just false.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Iris is saying pizza in a frying pan. I've heard of people that reheat pizza in a frying pan. It's never added up to me. Never made sense. No, I'm not doing that. It's a lot of work, and then you got to clean it up too. You're eating pizza. I don't want to do the cleanup for pizza. Yeah, I love it. That's amazing. Somebody had a great quote here. That was a slow-moving train wreck. That answer, cold pizza. You were dancing around it, Greg. You were afraid to say you like cold pizza better than hot pizza. No, because I want a freshly hot pizza right out of the oven from at Costco. When they hand it to you and you take the pizza and you take a bite of it, that's the best. But when it's cold later on, if it's just lukewarm, or you have to reheat it, no, that's terrible. Cold pizza is better than that. These are the people that get mad at me about cheese, by the way. Larry, cheese is a must in tacos, ... American cheese. Okay, well, yeah, these are the people. These are the folks that think I'm the crazy person here, Greg. Yeah. Okay, let's get one more question here. Yeah. Hawaiian Kira, what cheese do you use for grilled cheese? So I'm just gonna go what I normally go with. I just did a whole thing on Munster cheese. I put Munster cheese. I use Munster cheese for every type of thing that I'm going to make cheese on. Really? Cheese, there's not a dish that you're in this one I'm going mozzarella, or in this one I'm going cheddar. No, if I'm going to make a grilled cheese, or I'm going to make a sandwich, I'm using Munster cheese. If you're making like a lasagna, you use different types of cheese. But if it's a sandwich of some sort, it's Munster cheese. Yeah, I'm a cheddar guy. Cheddar? Just butter up the bread, throw it in the pan, cheddar cheese. Okay, now how about this? If you're going to make a grilled cheese Hawaiian, Kira, do you put a little bit of salt on the bread? Salt? What? I've never heard of that. Do it. Try it one time. You're going to just on the outside, flip it and then put some salt on the top, or before you flip it. Just a little bit of salt on there, and take a bite out of it. It makes it so delicious. Just a little bit. Don't get it. Don't do the salt shaker move. Yeah. On that note, they're saying there's already enough salt in the cheese, Greg. That's what people are saying. No, too bad. Use salt. Pad Meep says pizza straight out of the Ziploc in the fridge. Oh, yeah. So you're going leftover Costco. That's what we're taking down? Yeah, I love leftover Costco. Cheese, pepperoni. What do we got? So I go the cheese. I do like the pepperoni, but they don't have the Supreme anymore. Yeah. The Supreme is gone now. So if I had a choice, it's just cheese from Costco. But Costco pizza is the best value pizza that there is, and tastes really good too. It's a giant pizza for $9.95. It's crazy. It's crazy. I agree. What I couldn't believe, not that we're counting calories as we talk about all the foods we're eating. Did you know a slice of their cheese has like significantly more calories than the pepperoni does? That's how much cheese they throw on it.
Yeah, and I don't look at the actual calories. Like you can't. If I'm not going to eat Costco pizza and then look at the calories, then I'm just putting myself in trouble at that point.
Right. If you're getting a Costco pizza, you've already made enough decisions where they didn't need to tell you it's 1,000 calories a slice on that.
I hate that, by the way. I hate looking up there and like, do I really want to do this? Yeah, I do.
I'm with you. All right, everybody. Hey, if you enjoyed this, which I hope you did, check out the Blue Review on ESPN LA's YouTube page at 8:30 tomorrow morning, which is in like 10 hours and 15 minutes. You'll see me and Greg. Is Marcus will be there?
Marcus Grant and Parker Bell will be there as well. Yeah.
I love it. So we're gonna talk more Dodgers. 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. Again, that's ESPN LA. Greg and the guys are on every single weekday morning at 8:30 to 9 a.m. So start your day with a little Dodgers news and update with Greg and with Parker and with Marcus as well. We got a super chat. Dawson says Ohtani needs to hit third, no RBIs. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, moving him down because nobody's getting on in front of him. The problem is, who are you going to put in front of him? Nobody's really hitting for batting average right now. But hey, everybody, we appreciate you. What's that?
He's the leadoff.
Yeah, it's great. We appreciate you joining us on a Thursday night. We're here every Tuesday night, every Thursday night, every Sunday night. Tuesdays and Sundays, myself and Anthony Witrado. Thursday nights, a rotating cast. Blake Williams couldn't be here tonight. He will be here on some of these Thursdays. Matthew Moreno will be on some. Daniel Starkin in a month, 3 months when the Lakers finish winning the championship. He'll probably be back on here joining us as well. So, Greg, thank you again. Enjoy your sleep. And anything else over on the ESPN LA side you want to plug?
Yeah, just listen to you. Look, subscribe to the ESPN LA YouTube page. You can watch besides the Blue Review, you can watch Travis and DeMarco, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap all day. You have a 9.5 hour block of watching us on ESPN LA on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
Love it. I love it. You can find Greg at @corporate_Greg on social media. You can find me at Jeff Spiegel. But enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Off day for the Dodgers. They're back in action tomorrow. More Dodger games for 6 straight days. Good news for all of us. Enjoy the rest of your night. As always, go Dodgers. And yes, still champs.
Yep.